All right, this is a big day right here. This bumper just got thrown off the trailer when I brought the 66 home. And apparently it's only a couple year kind of a deal. So, last time it was registered, 2005. Finally gonna grab it and get it out of here. Try putting it on the truck. It's bent, but it's a nice bumper. So we'll see if this will work. But point being is I've passed this thing up like 60 times thinking I'm gonna pick it up this time, take it to the shop. And I haven't done it until now. Oh shit, that thing's heavy. Comment below if you guys ever had something in your yard you're like, oh, I'll pick it up this time. Pick it. Never did. Picked it up. It sat there for years. Comment we got. Finally picked that thing up. Let's go to the shop. On the road again. I can't wait to get back on the road again. Check out the pond. She's full up. Down here, look at you. It's down in the shop, finally. Do some custom body work. Straighten the old girl out. She just needs a little bit of TLC. Straighten that dent right out and leaked about a gallon of dirt into my ear. Why is it so heavy? Let's just see how close we come by some miracle to this working out with this different frame and everything. I'll rear end this truck now. How do I even go about it? It almost fits. I'll have to cut the frame a little bit. But before I do that, I want to make sure the bed is exactly where the bed's going to be. Bedding that. That's tough. That's real tough. All right, now we're going to need an opinion. I was not necessarily banking on going with this bumper. Oh, by the way, I found a tailgate too. Local guy named Rob. He's got a lot of these. He's the fellow I was talking about, had the other crew cab Cummins swapped. But this is the bumper that goes to this bed. I mean, I literally took it off the frame that this thing came off. It was, anyway, they go together, that's what I'm saying. But you see how it's got this piece right here? So it blocks the factory frame of the second gen, which I'm gonna have to have anyway. But I do have a couple other options outside. I do have a Rennell off of V-Belt's old gray truck. I might stab that on there just to get a flavor taste to see how that does. But shoot, buddy, it's a big freaking truck. Eats up some real estate. Remember how I said that other bumper was really heavy? Turns out this one is about twice that. Don't hurt me, bumper. I'm trying to just get you a home. That doesn't look good either. I got one more option though. We'll try that. Before I go grab the third option, tucked it up high and it doesn't look bad. Obviously it's tilted, but this is definitely the deal breaker. They do make some Rennells that this is boxed in. I don't know Well, that one's not, but here we are. I go grab the third one, but I just want to take her in because I think we're close. But the only bummer part about this now is I need a different drop hitch because that thing's got a 4-inch gap right there. Well, we're not going to let that fly. It looks like a factory upfitted flatbed with the factory drop hitch, and that just looked not good. Okay, I literally think I'm going to get hurt with this one. I don't know why. They get heavier every time. When the factory 66 bumper was just, or whatever, I don't know what year it is. I think it's an early 65, something, I don't know. They're heavier every time. This one is a homemade unit. Came off the old cowboy truck. Oh. Wow, okay. That's about as far as I'm able to do anything with that one. That's about where the second gen location ballpark would be, up a little bit, but that thing weighs too damn much. I stopped selling trucks with bumpers like this on them, mainly because it doesn't help the value of the truck at all. It's kind of just a cool kind of deal to have something like that on there. So I've definitely came into situations where I go, man, I wish I would have kept that bumper for that other truck. But I want to put this one or that one of the two on my 98. But I figured, what the hell, let me try them on here. But I think at this point, I'm going to keep an eye out for a second gen Rennell that doesn't have the notches cut out in it, and it actually goes around the corner. That would, I think, be about perfect for there. I missed out on a deal. I don't know why I'm leaning towards Rennell still, but first gen front bumper for this because it's square nose. So you got to have something square. Second gen stuff is flat and then got a nasty curve. But oh man. All right, let's get back to work now that I'm about dead. I need about, there it is, a whole gallon. Yeah. Normally these things are pushing $1,000. The old boy was selling it for a little less than half of that. I told him try talking him down a little bit more, and he did. Dude, it's in pretty good shape too.
Yeah.
Hitch ain't wallered out.
Tested it or anything on anything, as far as I know.
Dude. Sweet. There we go. He threw his packaging on it so it won't fall down. Huh. Don't tip over the tractor by humping that one side. It's a little easier getting back here than out of here. What the heck? Yeah. To get some context, he grabbed this bumper for me, and it's half trade for the air compressor. Still owes me some money. And then he goes and sideballs me here, and he decides to use the old pressure washer. They charge you $10 for those car wash. Well, it's been a minute since we were trying to figure out what we're gonna do for a rear bumper, and well, we finally figured that out, but it's only half the battle on the bumper choice. We're trying to track down an affordable. I'm leaning towards a first gen Rennell kind of style, but we did find this bad boy thanks to my buddy Tavitt. He was able to swoop this thing up on the summit. It's actually snowing, like it's got like 30 feet of snow up there right now, but he was able to slip off, grab that bad boy for me. But I'm going to change gears a little bit right now because it's been a while since I actually tried to film that. The truck, I don't think, was all put together or sanded or painted or anything. So I just need to get a little fresh air, come outside, and I got this parts truck. So this is I want to say it's a 2001, something like that. It's obviously a parts rig. Jokers kind of make fun of a guy for picking up something like this because, well, shoot, you pay $500 for this. It's like, it doesn't even have an engine. Did come with a 5-speed, so that made a lot of sense right there. That's already going in another truck, and it was a factory 24 valve 5-speed. So I'm going to have all the stuff down in there for another swap. And check it out. We got 3 pedals. Those right there and the part up there that you don't really need, just pull the pins and pull the clutch and brake pedal out. That's $300. That's another couple $100, but you know, we're not trying to add up what we got involved with this rig. So check this out. What I'm after is these guys right here. What are those? Well, 66 is going to have, well, it already has a gooseneck set up on it. And this thing happens to come with airbags right there. Same truck that pretty much that is under the 66 is this rig right here. So that's $400 right there for those bad boys, and a good rear end and a moderately good bed, and this and that, this and that, and this and something else over here that we can add up. I don't know if the back door's open. Oh my goodness me. What is that? Oh, it's even got those little doodad majiggy things. Intake horn. Don't need that, but these things right here are super hard to find, and they're super expensive. This one's, it'll survive. But I actually have another rig for that. So let's try to get the airbags out of this thing and figure out how they're going to go on the other rig. This thing's been parked for 8 years. Well, they're pretty dry rotted on this side. That's kind of a bummer. But check this out. I didn't even know this rig had these at all, but I saw that there. So, I mean, it's going to be kind of a bonus. I put a little bit of air pressure in them. This one's not even connected. So somebody's already started to take it apart for me. I appreciate that. I think Mother Nature did that when I got ran into. I don't think it... I don't know. Did it shift the rear end? Nah, good enough. Because that thing's been going up and down rubbing. Oh, they even clearanced it right there. What the heck? That's new. Never seen that. All right. Talk to me, baby. Get these bolts. Come on, bolts. Shoot. They're wedged under the bed somehow. There's no bolt up there. Let's try the other side. I'm not gonna lie, I'll be honest with you. It brought a little bit more effort to the table than I was really anticipating. And whoever installed this, I mean, geez, you didn't do it right. I mean, I guess you did okay. It stayed on there, but get that up. Get that up so I get the U-bolt thingies. Don't lose those. Kits normally come with ones for big spring pack or the shorts. If you've got an overload kit like this, use the shorties. And yeah, you'll be modifying some if you don't got those right. Okay, come on now. Shoot. Y'all come in with me. I guess the fact that the cab's tilted over is why we're got issues. Free up some real estate. You gonna fall out there? Okay. Made a video on this plate. This was the old style flipper hitch gooseneck, and it was bolted in the bed of this old chassis. I actually had to fix some of the spots that they drilled through. They had a couple of them actually. Had to fill those. But I just modified it and lifted it so it'd go into the body lifted bed. And here's my scheme right here, because normally if you run a BMW, you got some extra hardware and stuff sticking in the way over here. And the second gen, this is how airbags are mounted for these old rigs. Not really sure why they were configured this way. You'd have to take out your little overload plate down there that is actually your spacer. So what I'm gonna do is I think we're just gonna weld it right there. Done deal. What do you think? There's a couple. It's not gonna be like overloaded all the time, but just enough to lift her up. Well, I decided to give them an acid bath. Oh, another thing that I discovered in this truck. The donor truck actually had these, but I don't know what brand these ones are. So, what do we got? Banks. And I don't know what that one is. I'll feel pressure. That one's smart to have on the old. What in the world? They just put this doodad over the top of it. I don't need the fuel pressure one. That wouldn't be bad to put on the truck that the manual transmission stuff's going to go in. Let's be honest with you. What the heck kind of... Oh, they got the lights hooked up. Man, this is a little bit on the old school ended deal. That needs to be plugged back in right there, but it came with a pillar thing here, so that's kind of neat. It's kind of weird how they didn't just take that thing off like you're supposed to. But let's see here if we can find. This is just kind of fun to do on parts rigs, and just kind of try to figure out somebody's MacGyvering back in the day. Because there's our lift pump right there. EGTs, that one's an easy one, no brainer. What do we got here? There should be a sensor laying somewhere here. That's factory. No, that's not factory. That was it right here. Inline. Should say Banks right there. Banks. Took the sensor with them. Son of a gun. There's the lift pump back there. You see that, old girl? I just put a FAS on it. Or an Air Dog. Something that's got good filters. It's kind of a bummer they took the sensor. Why is that undone? Who knows? It's raining. Dang it. It's snowing, actually. Crap. Well, they cleaned up a little bit. Definitely gonna have to give them their own fresh coat of paint. Let's find out a good spot to put you in right there. Realistically, they still don't have too much. I don't know. They don't come with super big bolts or nothing, so I don't think I have to put a bunch of weld on it. I think I'm gonna like it somewhere in that vicinity right there. Now, yeah, the bed's got to go down here, but it stops right here, just a little lip of it. So this is actually in the wheel tub right here. These swept lines have huge. It's kind of ridiculous how big. I guess they were planning to turn the rigs into dragsters. So anyway, I'll grab those U-bolts so this thing's in the correct spot. Torque it down, kinda, and then just weld this in. I don't see any other reason to go really intense with it. It's not a full-time tow rig. Let's not get the wrong idea. Find some bolts in the welder. Oh, damn, a trip hazard. Well, I treated these nuts and bolts to some luxury. Ran them through the wire wheel so they're all nice and easy and hopefully go together nice. But remember how I was talking about that overload spring right there? It's like this was a match made in heaven right there. Oh, come on, baby. I wonder if I need to. How do you guys spend your Saturday nights? Just got done watching Supercross with Taylor and my boy. Taylor's mom staying with us. Folks lost power at their house. About 2 feet of snow. Tried to plow it the other day. No success. Thick. Down here in the shop after hours trying to get a little bit done. All I can think about is might put Scooby-Doo up on the TV. Sounds like a good guy to hang out with right now. Wonder how long before nobody even remembers what Scooby-Doo is. That donor truck out there been sitting, what'd I say? 3 years? 3 years that I've known about it, so maybe longer. And that poor thing, the front end's been whacked on it, and it's been sitting sideways. So this airbag is sitting at neutral. The one over there, slitting, a little bit depressed. Needs to go talk to somebody, I think. So I'm gonna go ahead and buzz this one in. It's actually pretty much perfect. Having this plate right here in the center, normally you gotta put some shims because the frame on the Dodge kind of has a little, for whatever reason, I have no idea why. It's got a little cave in it. So I don't have to deal with the shims now. I'm gonna weld this bad boy right to it. Let's see here. Come on, man. Not too worried about getting the paint off while I'm welding because I got flux core. But arguably the handiest tool in the toolbox is this 90-degree angle grinder. Well, that's going to be your home right there, Skipper. Yay. Well, since this one's slightly depressed, let's go ahead and put our valve stand back in there. Why doesn't this turn? Okay. We'll just give her some. Measure the other one. Looks better, right? 6 inches. 6 inches. Oh, right there. Where's my gloves? Time to weld that in. I know somebody's probably thinking, well, you just got them sitting there just at ease, you know. What happens if the truck goes up and down? Well, it's gonna go up and down. These things have quite a bit more give in them, and I don't think we're gonna have an issue with that. But if we do, we can always put a little bit of a spacer in between either the upper or bottom bracket of the bag and give it a little bit more, you know, reach. But I don't think we're gonna have trouble with this. Sometimes you run into these bags sitting squished all the time, and then, you know, it's like if you have a flat tire on a vehicle or something. If that tire is squished sitting, the rubber's rolled over and it's bent at a hard angle, and it'll eventually wear out right there just from sitting there. So that's where my angle kind of comes into play with these. So let's weld it up. I'll let you guys have a good close look at them. Not bad for something I had on a parts rig. And I didn't even know I had those either. So that's a definite bonus. Just, I had to put them on here as soon as I found out I had a set in inventory. Turned out pretty slick. I'm happy with it. I wish you could just, you know, weld them to your frame. I mean, you could, but that's not the way to go. This whole thing, you can tell, it's bolted on there. So when I want to take the airbags off, or if I want to take the hitch off, it's all got to come as one unit now, compared to getting out your good set of drill bits, drilling through your frame. And man, I'll tell you what, I hate doing that. I already filled in a bunch of spots where the previous owners just went to town and went through a couple of these. Get off me here. What is this? Come on, let me go. Okay, a couple of these, like this one here, I added a piece onto it. That I think isn't factory. Maybe it is, I don't know. I don't know. We're not gonna talk about it. But this one's me. That's where my center bed mount goes. And back here, that's where my rears go. Those are the factory ones, and those just go on the plates up in the front. Realize we were all over the place in this video, but that's honestly how builds like this go, or anything I guess I work on. Kind of all over the place. The sanding process is extremely, extremely tedious. And you got to take a break from it every once in a while, and I just want to keep filming me sanding my life away. So I knock out a couple of these projects on the back. I'm actually going to be pulling off this rear hitch that I did weld up, because these second gen, even any second gens, to be honest with you, they all cracked right here because the leverage is just not in their favor. Dodge is fixed. They ended up putting a little drop bar right here and just added a couple more bolts, stabilized it. Everybody was overloading. That's what I'm saying. But why would I even put airbags on this old classic? I'm not going to tow that much with it, really, am I? Well, yeah, here and there. But let's just say I put something heavy in the back of the truck. I don't know what. Ain't nobody getting near it with a forklift. Airbags, get your load back up, and you're not, you know, throwing your headlights in somebody's teeth. Also, if you got torsion axle bumper pull trailers, those things, when they're empty, they like to bounce around, and they'll just transfer that bounce up through the chassis of your truck and give the driver just the worst ride. But if you got a set of airbags, you throw 20 PSI in those, 30 PSI maybe, if it's bad, it'll really help get rid of that nasty buck bounce that comes from the trailer. And you saw I have a gooseneck. I got a gooseneck. Now this thing isn't a 3500 dually. I'm not going to tow the world with it. And I'll be straight up honest with you, second gen trucks have probably the weakest, well, second gen 2500s have really weak springs in the back. I mean, it doesn't take too much, and these things are sagging like a North Carolina guy. I don't like that at all. It just, no. So a simple airbag install like this, even if you did drill through your frame like you would typically do, it's not that big a deal. Guys been doing that forever. But I'm gonna end it here. I'm gonna turn down the fire, go to the house, and call it a night. Hope you guys have a great weekend. I'm working on the truck. I'll get back at it all week. See if I can have it painted by the end of this month.